Hello again, it's Crafty Jennabug. If you saw my Instagram post, if you follow me on Instagram, I made a post about my current mild crafting obsession, and I wanted to share it with you. The past few nights I've been, while we do our evening television watching, I've been playing with some scissors and some old magazines and making something I'm really excited about. I watched a few tutorials on YouTube about cutting flowers out of paper and then like layering them so that they're like multi-dimensional. Well, I may have cut a few out. These are so addictive to just cut out. I mean, look at these. A couple of things. Let's turn it that way. Yeah. These are quite addictive to cut out. And like I said, I just sat in front of the television and, well, you know what I mean. I was watching TV with my husband, and this was something to keep my hands busy while watching TV in the evenings. And the idea is you cut out different sizes and different shapes, and then you layer them in a way. You know, you see what I mean? You layer them. Oh, I don't like that one. Let's do the pink one. No, I don't like the pink one either. No, you just, layer them and then connect them, and you can use them in your junk journals. So I made all of these with magazines. It seems the thinner the paper is that you're using to cut these out of, the better the results. You have to make quite a few folds in the paper, and so a thin paper is really going to be helpful. So I figured today, I already cut up a bunch of magazine ones. I have a bunch of scrap paper that I want to make more flowers out of, and I just picked out some, thinner paper. This one is actually a little thick, not quite cardstock. Tissue paper would work well. I thought that would be beautiful for like leaves. And yeah, I've just got a bunch of different scrap papers, and we're gonna make some more flower pieces. Let's see, to start, I can show you a few different ways to make these. You start with a square. No measuring's needed. Start with a square or roughly square. And then you're going to fold it in half. I like to put the decorative side out. Or I like to start my fold with the decorative side down, and then keep the decorative side on the outside. Fold it in half that way, flush as possible. And then I'm going to fold it again this way. And what I want to do is I want to ensure that I always have my folding seam on this side. So I've got it like that. This is open. And then I'm going to fold it again. Okay. So this is my folded seam, and it's like that all the way through. This is, you want to always fold it on the same side of the piece. And you take your scissors, and so this is going to be like the middle fold of it. And I'm going to do one in this shape. It won't be this number of petals because it just won't be. This will end up being 4 petals. I'm just going to cut and this is going to be the base of the petals, like the center. This is the center of the flower. You don't want to cut all the way down to there. So I'm just going to trim it like that and then open it back up. And there's my flower piece. So as you can see, that was the first fold. That was the second fold. And then that was the third fold. And I just cut it along there, leaving some of the previous fold intact. And see how this overlaps a little? I can trim that up so that my petals are the same shape, same size. There we go. There's one flower piece. This I could keep or I could get rid of. I'm not sure yet what I want to do with it, but it has a cool negative flower space. Let's try another one in a different shape. So I've got this. I'm going to cut a rough square. This one I will show you how to do. See this, so I folded it 3 times, it gave me 4 petals. If I folded it again, I would get 8 petals, like this one. So that's what we'll do here. Fold it like that once, twice, 3 times, and then a 4th time to get the 8 petals. This is where things get a little this is where it gets a little tough. That last fold, it's not going to want to fold all the way, and you have to pay attention to this side. This isn't, we're going to cut it this way, but you see how I've got these pieces not flush here? That's going to affect the outcome later. I'll show you. So that was we did this shape. I'm going to change up the shape for this one. So when you make your initial cut, you want to make sure that you're not cutting above these pieces. You want to make sure all of you're below. I'm going to start here. Do my best not to cut my finger. Again, this was a lot easier with the magazines because they are so thin. So when I unfold it here, see how I've got all this weird overlap? That's going to translate here. So this is the size and shape that I want. I need to trim this excess off because of the paper thickness. When I folded it, it didn't become flush. And it's fine that it's not perfect. I don't aim for perfection. And then we unfold it. Now I have one like this. And this one doesn't go quite down as far as these, so I can fold it, that initial fold, and just trim along there, and I'll trim a little here. Again, not completely going through, so that I still have a cool shape and I still have my center intact. So there's a second one. Those actually look kind of cool together. Let's do a smaller one. This time I'll show you the 5-pointed star. That one is a little bit different. You want to fold it like same initial fold, and then this time you're going to make this point go down 1/3 of the way this way and crease it there. And then you're gonna fold this piece so that it's flush against this diagonal piece. See, like that. And then you're going to take this flap and you're going to fold it over the back so that it is flush with these. And then you're going to flip it over and you're actually going to cut on this side. This little flap is going to be like half of a petal. And then again, you want to make sure that you are cutting below this line so that you're getting all of the paper. This will all be cut off. Let's do a little rounded top. And I can take this down quite a bit, but not all the way. And I like to unfold it and check on the sides. There's a 5-petaled flower. Stick it. Fun. And these scraps could be used for something else. We've got the negative of the flower. If you're into that, could be cute actually. All right, I'm going to, let's see, I think that was, let's see, do I have any other shapes? You know what, let's do a leaf shape. I'm just gonna fold this in half. I'm gonna fold it in quarters so that I can get a better idea of what is square. So fold it in half, turn it, fold it in half, and then one more time so that I have 4 petals. If I cut it here, I will only have 2 petals. If I fold it one more time, I will have 4 petals, which is what I want. I'm trying to make leaves. So I'm going to cut in a generic leaf shape. Not taking it all the way to the center, but I got close on that one. And then you can see, because the paper was thicker, I need to do some trimming. And this happened also with the magazine. It's just because of the number of folds that you do with the paper. Sometimes you gotta trim. And then we unfold. We've got really cool leaf shapes. And that could go behind. Like that. That looks like leaves. Or we could do it again. wonder if this paper will fold another time or if it's too thick. It's pretty thick. All right, I'm just going to do it that time. And I didn't take it as far that time, but I still need to trim. So that's a comparison. Compare. I didn't take this one as far towards the center as I did this one. I like this one more, actually. So I'm just gonna make a few more flower pieces out of the paper, and then we'll put some together. Oh, see, I didn't cut it all the way. It wasn't folded flush. Alright, so over the course of like the 20 minutes of filming this video, I've made this many. It's a quick, fun little way to use up scrap papers, or in the case of these, magazines that would have been thrown away. I love it. It's one of my new favorite things. So now we're going to assemble some of these. I'm going to pick out a variety of different colors and things like that, and we're going to put them together. Alright, so the way I assemble these is I take a big one, one of the bigger ones, and I put one that's a little bit smaller on it, and I match up the middle into the middle. And then I do that again until I have decided I like what I have. So like this is one I'm going to put together. And to do that, I'm going to bring out some glue. I'm just using Elmer's glue. And I'm going to just put a little bit right there. Stick this in it. And do the same here. And then let that dry. So I'm going to assemble a few of these and let them dry, and then show you what I plan on doing to finish them off. Now I will say the magazines are a lot easier to work with when you're cutting these. Because they are so thin. So the scrapbook paper scraps that I used were a little more difficult than I would like them to be, simply because they were a little thicker. I like this one. And I am mixing different textures and thicknesses. Like this has magazine, scrapbook paper magazine, same with this one. It really doesn't matter as long as I like it. Another thing I found I really liked was the fashion magazines have some really cool patterns to choose from. So like this one was a plaid shirt. This one was rocks that a model was standing in front of. I am not sure about this one. Let me cut those a little smaller. Alright, that's going to be the last one for now. I'm going to let these dry. Let's get them all in frame, huh? Alright, I've made a few of these. I mean, they work up pretty quick. And I'm going to let them dry overnight. And once they are dry, we will finish them off with various things. I've got some sequins, I've got brads, I've got eyelets. There are lots of different things you can use to finish these off. So that's where I'm gonna leave you for now. Stay tuned and we'll finalize these little guys once they're dry. Alright, these have all dried and I'm gonna show you what I'm thinking about doing with them. So I have a ton of decorative brads, a ton. Like these tiny little guys. It's just some. I've got pastel colors and hearts and flowers and primary colors and metallic and silver and gold. More flowers, plain gold, and silver flowers. And that's just some of the brads that I have. But those are the ones that I think will work with this color scheme. I also have lots of sequins I'm going to dig through and figure out if there's any I want to use. I have a lot of sequins to choose from. So, yeah. It's going to be crazy and fun, and I'm excited. So let's get to work. All right, I went through all of my different sequins, and I've matched one that I like with each flower, so they each have a sequin. Because my hole punch is too big for the hole in the sequin and for the tiny brads I'm going to use, I have this little guy which has a very tiny point. It's for making holes for eyelets and brads. and you take it and you stick it down and you beat it with a hammer. I've got it sitting on my self-healing mat because it's gonna make a mess. I don't want to mess up my I don't really want to mess up my desk. So I am just gonna position that in the center, and there's my hole. And I'm gonna find a brad that I like. I may have hit it a little too hard. That is a big ding. Oh, I love it. I love it. I also could just glue the I could just glue them down, but I'm feeling a little extra. And there's the first flower done. I love it. I love it. Okay, so next. Well, there we have it. They all are completed. Each one has a little sequin and a brad to complete it, and they are ready to be added into a junk journal. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. I have been working on more flower pieces also in the evenings, so I will definitely be making more of these. Like I said, I had so much fun with these. You will definitely be seeing these get used in my journal and future journaling. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you were inspired to take some old magazines you may have at home, old paper, scrap paper. You can paint on paper and then use it for these projects. Yeah, the options are really endless. They really are. And you can layer as many as your heart desires and just have fun. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you were inspired. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.